Are you addicted to Mashable? Well, congratulations then, because you've been doing lots of good. Well, indirectly. Confused? Come with me and I'll explain. Hi guys, this is Kinga. Welcome to the Social Good Show, where we talk about cool people, ideas and tech that are making the world better. Today, live from the Plus Social Good conference here in London. Plus Social Good UK brings together entrepreneurs, activists, government officials and visionaries to discuss how digital media and technology can drive social change. The event is a collaboration between Mashable, the United Nations Foundation and BT. A couple of years ago, such a high-profile cross-sector partnership would have been almost impossible, but the world order has been changing.
If there was any real, success to point to over the last couple of years, it's how the World Economic Forum, the World Business Council for Sustainable Development, the UN Foundation, Mashable, organizations like BT, like Unilever, like Coca-Cola, are all starting to pull in the same direction around some of these really big issues.
Fulfilling other people's visions. And by fulfilling their visions, you make them realize their dream. And by them realizing their dream, you're putting food on the table.
In the media space, Mashable is leading this revolution. A couple of years ago, they established a dedicated section to social good, and they even have their very own social good editor. In an email to the Social Good Show, Stacey Martinet, Chief Marketing Officer of Mashable, said, "With the UK general election taking place later this year, many social issues are on the table that will impact not just the British population, but the digital generation globally. We felt that there was no better time than now to bring the social good movement and energize the global Plus Social Good community in London. We couldn't be more excited to convene some of the most influential minds to discuss the pressing issues of our day." And the last, but maybe the most important member of this gang is the United Nations Foundation. Aaron Sherinian, Chief Communications and Marketing Officer, reminded us about the importance of 2015. Because it's all about 2015. Sorry, Megan, but before we dive into it, let's go back in time a bit. At the turn of the millennium, the world realized that we needed to get our act together if we wanted to live in a somewhat decent world. So the United Nations set 8 millennial development goals, ranging from reducing extreme poverty to ensuring environmental sustainability. And the largest gathering of world leaders agreed to commit to them. As the new decade has ticked on, some goals had been progressing nicely, while others just hadn't. So 6 years ago, the UN Foundation, UN Development Programme, 92nd Street Y and Mashable thought, hey, world leaders meet every September at the UN General Assembly, so what if we got entrepreneurs, activists and innovators involved too? Maybe they could offer a completely unconventional approach to social problems. As a result, they put on the first Social Good Summit in New York during the United Nations Week in 2009. But enough of the past. Let's talk about now the present and the future, which according to Aaron Sherinian will be full of big challenges, but even bigger opportunities. He thinks that 2015 is the communications opportunity of our generation, because thanks to technology, everyone can have their say and drive change through grassroots activism if they don't like what's happening. And what does the future hold? Potentially 70 new goals. This is a very special moment for the Social Good Show because I got inspired to establish this channel while watching the videos from the Social Good Summit, the big brother of this event where I am today, the Plus Social Good. Again, something that wouldn't have been possible without tech. So thank you, Modern Day Batman! The 15 keynote speakers and hundreds of participants seem to agree that if we combine technology with social business ideas, we might actually have a chance to create social change. And fortunately, this mentality is universal.
Tech is booming. It's booming everywhere. People are building apps to solve every problem under the sun, and it's not just in a country like the UK or the US. Very particular local problems are being solved through technology all over the world.
The event featured many exciting projects that are using technology in an innovative way. For example, Brothers for All, a social enterprise with the mission to end the cycle of poverty and crime by teaching criminals, ex-prisoners and young people how to code and start up a business. Robin Scott tells us more.
One of my co-founders, an ex-offender, a long time ago while he was still in prison. He was part of an incredible prison rehabilitation program. And the more we talked and the more we learned about what happens when you get outside and you're without a job and you've got a criminal record, the more it seemed that coding was one of the only viable options for a better life, particularly in South Africa, the country we've started in, where unemployment is huge. It's very difficult to get a job, but there are always tech jobs to be had. We want to offer them the ability to play on a level playing field, which I believe passionately coding offers. You can come with no high school education and you can be building websites in a matter of weeks.
I'm going to learn how to code, then I get a job of coding. Then once I'm successfully work and I earn money, then I'm going to do what I have, the version that I have, I will have.
When you're in prison, you learn some amazing skills. You learn incredible concentration. So we want to be alchemists in that sense and turn disadvantages anywhere to advantages everywhere.
Collectively, another hero project of the day was brought to life by a dozen of corporate heavyweights, including BT, of course.
So collectively is a collaboration between like-minded businesses and also civic society partners who are looking to say how can we really help give youth a voice and help their actions count. We could clearly see that demand was still a very conspicuous thing globally, so we really wanted to understand how we could shift it to be much more conscientious. We came to the Social Good Summit in New York in September and really asked this audience, the Mashable community, we said, look, we want to fix this problem, give us your ideas, give us your insight, tell us how we can make things seasonal, make them local, so this is ultimately something that people would just expect in a couple of years.
Brothers for All have changed the life of thousands of people, and 1 month after launch, collectively received more than 1 million visitors. But it's really the individual success stories that really demonstrate the impact these projects are having.
One of our earliest students, Sibu, sleeps in a one-room shack with 9 other people. He sleeps on the kitchen floor. He came in, he sat down to code with us, and he fell in love. He talks about falling in love with coding. In a couple of weeks, he was so good, he was mentoring other students, and he's just won a full scholarship to one of the most prestigious coding programs in South Africa. On his weekends, he comes back and teaches our students.
Fantastic story of a 20-year-old kid in Birmingham dressed up as Spider-Man, posing, doing his Spider-Man pose, next to homeless people that he is, with his own pocket money, gone, found food, and is feeding them with, and kind of campaigning against homeless issues in Birmingham, and stories like that, and helping to really inspire people to follow suit and copy what he's doing is what the platform's all about.
Some speakers were concerned about the fact that girls are still underrepresented in technology, and also that it's not always easy to get young people involved in such serious discussions. But Robin has encouraging news.
Most of our students are girls, and they generally leave the boys in the dust. They love coding. And what's wonderful is technology is opening up opportunities to people all over the world, but it's also connecting them both to local and to global and international role models.
Niall believes under 30s actually do care about social issues.
Millennial audiences are involved in these discussions. They are being inspired by the social entrepreneurs that are here today, starting their own social enterprises. They're supporting Kickstarter campaigns that are funding new, disruptive innovations. So millennials are already very purposeful and very values-led. And really we need to scale that up, and we need to make sure that becomes the new normal.
So if Niall is right, you should be all super enthusiastic to find out how you can get involved, right?
There's so many ways to help us. I mean, one great example is if you have any skills relevant to the emerging digital jobs market, wherever you are in the world, we're starting a mentoring program. So you can connect with our students on Skype and share your wisdom and inspire them.
But it's not just average people like us who want to get involved. Large multinationals are also following suit. BT, that hosted the conference, announced at the event the launch of their tech literacy program. Young people are surrounded by technology, yet so many are not tech literate, said BT's CEO. The aim is to bridge the gap by supporting teachers and providing equipment for schools. BT says they are in this for the long term, and they want to reach 5 million kids by 2020 as the first milestone. But why and how did they get into social good?
We're standing in the building where Marconi sent his first wireless message across the Atlantic. So there's a really deep heritage within the company itself. Because at the end of the day, anybody can make money, but making money with purpose is something that's fun. It's better to do because you actually see risks and you spot opportunities that you wouldn't be alive to otherwise. And you get to do it with really cool people. What's not to like?
And there was definitely nothing not to like about the Plus Social Good. I loved every minute of it. Almost as much as these bubbles. The first part of this story ends here, but I'll be back with a follow-up story in time for the UN General Assembly. Maybe from the Social Good Summit in New York City? Fine, a girl can dream. Or from South Africa. Well, at least we're scratching that country off the map today. If you see any interesting projects, or really any country that we haven't covered yet, the list is quite long still, then let me know. And last but not least, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. Let's pop some social good into all of our lives.